Bhagavad Bandho, today we had the Garudotsavam in the morning. The Lord Garuda Bhagavan is there on the Garuda pillar to invite all the devatas on behalf of the four-headed Brahma. When you come to a place like this, a divine place, there the names we hear as devatas with specific names like the Brahma, Indra, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, Yama, Kubera, Isana. These type of names we commonly listen from the Agama scholars or from the Pandits. So we think that all these are, just an imaginary people, are probably people living with the illusionary thoughts, because there is no person with the four heads called Brahma, and there are no living entities in some place called Indra Loka or Varuna Loka or Vayu Loka, etc. So these people are, just something, they make something, blah, 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 blah. And that's how some people consider and keep these things aside. But as just now we are explaining in Telugu, devatas are not something live in some other planets. Maybe there are some planets where there is another type of life which we cannot imagine or perceive. But what our scriptures talk about the devatas are the powers of the nature which are supporting our life on this planet, Earth. They are with different names and they do different activities. And exactly we do not know how many types of support we are getting from the nature for our survival on this planet. But for sure, there are millions and trillions of entities supporting us. Some people may be calling them as bacteria or fungi or with some other names. We collect milk from the cows and we culture that milk. It is solidified. But we know how it's happening, but we don't know why it is happening thus. And we call it as a bacteria that makes the things to happen. Anything that takes change from one form to the other, it is a power of the nature. Whatever the name that you give to that is a different thing. But it is a power which you cannot understand exactly how and why it does so. But something is happening and something is doing. The milk to take the form of curd or to take the form of yogurt. We see a fruit. As it grows, the color is changed. The form is changed. The fragrance is changed. The taste is changed. Either to get ripened or to rotten. We just simply say, oh, it is the bacteria that changes the whole thing. It's okay. But why it's happening like that? There is no answer for the questions related to why, but only they answer how. How it is changing, they say, they see, and they explain. But why is not answered. Our Agama scriptures, our Vedic scriptures call these beautiful powers of the nature as Devatas. The word Devata itself gives that meaning. Div Kridayam. It is something happens, automatic, with no effort from us, from our end, but it happens. But who is putting the effort? We don't know. But without somebody's effort, no change will take place. And we won't be able to see the person behind who is putting his effort or her effort to change those forms and shapes and colors and fragrances. But they are happening. The beauty of these changes is only experienced, that's all. Our Vedas recognized those changes and then they called them as Devatas. So scriptures always say, Devatas support you and you also support those powers of the nature. It should be mutually give and take process. Don't abuse anything. Either it happens between human beings or it happens between the man and the animal, or if it happens with the living entities and non-living entities, but it is happening somehow. Each one is depending upon the other. It should happen that way only. But while giving and taking, there should not be any kind of abusal. You take something from a tree and don't abuse the tree. Support the tree. You take something from animal like milk and stuff and take care of that animal. Don't kill that animal. So take something and give something. It should be that way. We have to survive that way. Of course, across the world and in the universe, this system goes perfect. But the problem is only with the man. It is only the human being who cannot understand the system, but abuses them, and he insults the system, and he cuts the trees and kills the animals, not for his stomach. If it is just for the sake of stomach, it is okay. To that extent, it is okay. A tiger, a fox, a jackal, a lion, a cat, they also kill other animals, but to the extent they fill their stomach. Once it is done, over. They don't do any harm to other creatures. But what about man? He's not happy with that. He abuses the system, and his desire and his greed is something insatiable. He's never happy with what he possesses, and he wants to grab everything, and he wants to just swallow the entire earth. And not happy with the earth, but entire system of the universe. So far not able to do that, it is okay. but otherwise he wants to just rule the sun also. That is the volume of the greed that a man is possessing, and thus abusing everything, insulting every system to control the man and to put his greed in a perfect channel. Our scriptures gave us the system of this temple. That's how they provided us the system of worship, where you bow your head, understand your limits, and learn to respect the system around. That is what we call as the Devatas. So you be with Devatas. They stand for you. Exchange your things between and let everyone live in joy and with peace. The one controls this entire universe is called Lord Narayana. And all other systems support our life or supporting each other are called Devatas. And we are all called human beings who walk vertical. But who move horizontal are called Tiryaks. Who never move but grow with life are called Sthavaras. And of course some may be without life also, like the stones and stuff. Whether they have life or no life, but they are called Sthavaras because they never move on their own. But if somebody moves, it is okay. Stone never moves on its own. But if we move, yes, it moves. All these 4 types of entities which are available in this universe, Deva, Manushya, Tiryak, Sthavara, they named like this. But all these 4 should depend upon each other for the survival, for the sake of, perfect life. Respect each other. That is the bottom line. And here, we have to respect each other. But where? Before God. That is the philosophy of Ramanujacharya Swamy, whose the first anniversary we are performing here before the statue of equality. We are all here talking about his ideology that we are all equal before the universal power which we call as God. And we have to respect each other. We have to join with each other and share with each other the joys and pains. And now here, at least before him, when we are participating in his function, let us learn that. This is what Garuda wants to teach us. Garuda is the replica of Vedic knowledge, and Vedic knowledge teaches us that. And today morning we had the Garuda Patam hoisted in the Garuda pillar, and now during these evening hours today we are inviting all the powers of the nature which are called Devatas to join us here in the celebrations of this first year, because the Lord here is appearing in 108 forms in the name of Divya Desas, out of which we are going to witness, we are going to have the darshan of 18 forms, and we'll try to understand where they are existing today and how they came to those places. The festival is for 9 days. So during all these 9 days of the festival, we invite all the devatas here, and we invite them to be with us. We call them devatas because there is a power behind every object of this nature. As there is a power in this body, right? In all our bodies, there is a power center, which people call as Atma, or people call as soul. So also there is a power center in every object. In the tree there is a power center. The animal there is power center. In the stone there is a power center. Similarly, for all the activities, all the features of the nature, there are some power centers called devatas. So now, the drum that is organized here is the replica of the four-headed Brahma. And they placed it on a surface where they kept the paddy. It is representing the Kala Chakra, the time in which I think anybody should live. Even God comes down to this earth, He is under the control of the time, Kala Chakra. So, the paddy represents the Kala Chakra, and the drum represents the four-headed Brahma. And here, as if Brahmaji is inviting all of us right from the place where we are. They divided the human beings into few sections like, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra. A few names which we understand, but there are so many other sections of the human beings which we won't be able to understand or name them, but they invite all of them to be here, to participate here, and to live with prosperity and peace. Thus they invite the rest of the devatas also, the powers of the nature. So, now let us all witness how they are inviting them all here. And before we start inviting all of them, the Lord who is here as the one Lord Sri Ramachandra is arriving here in His divine presence. We celebrate these Devata Ahvanam, inviting all the Devatas for this festival. And Lord Sri Ramachandra is arriving here on Chandra Prabha Vahanam. Chandra Prabha is, he is arriving on the moon. A wonderful, delightful, and so pleasant planet. For us, he is a planet, right? But he is a Devata too. Surya Prabha is a Vahanam, Chandra Prabha is another Vahanam. And it says that Lord is the controller of all the self-illuminating planets, and also for the planets which are not self-illuminating but illuminating planets like the moon. Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Yad adityagatam tejaha yad chandramasi yad cha agnau tat tejo vidhi mamakam, which means the power in the planet sun is because of me. The delightfulness of the moon is because of me. And the glow and the burning ability of the fire is because of me. To say that we witness him either in Surya Prabha Vahanam or in Chandra Prabha Vahanam. So when we see him in that Vahanam, we understand that he is the one who controls them. Now our Lord Sri Ramachandra is arriving here on the Chandra Prabha Vahanam. So in his divine presence, we are going to have this Devata Ahvanam. And of course, it is our great Acharya Ramanuja Swamy who is the one appeared in front of us in a very magnanimous form with the name Samatha Murti, the statue of equality, and who, of course, appearing in front of us in a very huge form to say that I bless you all to reach that height. And again he is appearing in another form, in a gold form, to say nothing to worry. You follow me, I make you gold. I make you more valuable. To say that, he is appearing in the form of gold deity, Swarnamurti. So, Ramanujacharya Swamy is in those two forms there in the statue of equality for us. And of course, he is also coming here, arriving amidst us to oversee all the activities. It is not we who do the things, it is not anybody else who does it, but it is that great Acharya Ramanuja who gives us the energy and ability to conduct all these activities. So, in his divine presence, we are going to have this Devata Ahvanam, inviting all the powers of the nature to be part of this wonderful Brahmotsavam, Samatha Kumbh 2023. The first Brahmotsavam we call it. First Brahmotsavam of Sri Ramanujacharya Swamy and 108 Divya Deshas. What are those 108 Divya Deshas? We are going to learn about them during all these days. Every day, evening, we try to understand about 18 Divya Deshas. Just a little glimpse of what the Divya Desam and the deities are about. And here, Ramanujacharya Swamy also arrived. Ramanujacharya Swamiji's divine presence gives us all sorts of energy. And he arrived here to conduct this activity in the divine presence of Lord Sri Ramachandra, who is the, the controller of everything. And of course, Lord Sri Ramachandra, who is in the Divya Saketa Kshetram, is having a few forms of him. With one form, he is there in the Yagasala, which is called Yaga Beram. And he is here now to conduct these activities, which is called Utsava Murti, Utsava Beram. And who is there standing, not moving, is called Dhruva Beram. And of course, there are some other Berams also for him, where they offer the Sainotsavam, is called Sayana Beram. Now he appeared here with us, and now our Acharyas, our Yajna Acharyas, they start inviting the Devatas. So, they of course invite all the Devatas in Sanskrit, okay? But the names we will be able to understand. And the way they are inviting is what we need to observe and understand. Let us try to do that. And we will request our Acharyas to begin the Devata Ahvanam. Jai Srimannarayana. Jai Srimannarayana.
Jai Srimannarayana.
Bol Sita Ramachandra Maharaj ki.
Jai.
Bol Ramanuja Swamiji Maharaj ki. समस्त भक्त वृंद की
जय।
बोल गरुड़ भगवान की
जय।